You can't talk about the best Flash games ever made without Super Smash Flash having like 4 reskins of Sonic. So that's why in today's video I'll be talking about its predecessor, Super Smash Flash 2, with a way more extensive roster of sprite characters. The cool thing about Super Smash Flash is it wasn't afraid to innovate, adding new characters before the real series did, such as Snake, Sora, and even anime characters. And look at how much skins Ichigo has. The game had its own custom loading screens similar to the original, maps for the characters involved in the game, and the moveset seem to have been carefully done as they feature normally a handful of moves from the character's real arsenal, such as how Goku has Kaioken, he can fly in the air, he can use his Kai Blast as he flies, he has his Kamehameha Wave, and overall every sprite character actually fights extremely smoothly with the arsenal that they have, even having slight details such as when you hit a transformation, your moveset changes for the transformation. And I never really been a fan of Break the Targets, but I have to say the spooky looking map was kind of phenomenal. The thing about Super Smash Flash is that they cared about it almost more than Nintendo cares about the real thing. Do you see how much skins that they have, how nice all of these sprites look, and how much effort goes into customization of the maps? To boot, before fighting a giant hand, you have some obstacle type of fights like in the real game, with some special matches with a silhouette team, Waluigi, and then ultimately the great hand fight, which doing with an anime character is probably a lot of people's dream, to be honest. Next up we have Raft Wars, a cute little Flash game most people have probably played. Meet Simon, a cheerful little fellow. He's having a fun afternoon at the beach. He's about to make an amazing discovery that will change his life forever. Solid gold. Diamonds. Ooh, he's stashed. I'm rich. The good news soon found its way into the papers. Daily news. Boy discovers treasure. The treasure is mine. Yeah, so us as a little kid was searching through the sand as we were playing. We found the treasure and now the pirates is on our head, so we gotta deal with them. So we're on the raft, they're on the boats, sometimes even like ones with motors, and even on barrels, as you can see. And yeah, our whole point is to get their health all the way down and knock them off, as the enemies with their guns try to do the pretty much exact same thing to you. If you're able to actually beat them though, by the end you win money, which later on makes you get better upgrades such as guns, explosives, things such as that. As the game goes on, you'll fight more enemies and see them in different skins, adding a bunch of depth to the game, even eventually getting things in the way such as hippos and other creatures that would be in the water. And if you do end up losing, they hit a little dance on you. Extreme Pamplona, a game where you're a matador or whatever you're called, one of the bull runner people. This game had a lot of detail to the scenery, but ever since the Flash loader stopped playing, I guess the game just can't run properly, so I can't actually load the maps, but I was not going to leave out this game. Depending on where in the countries you are, you're actually running from different obstacles. So this one is a Swedish lady who really wants to hug me, and we want none of that, so we're out of there. This one is for skiing, which I don't know what we really did to dude, but he was on us. And yeah, this game's depth just comes from the maps being all across the world, which is just such a cool concept. Super Fancy Pants Adventures, one of the first platformers I actually got into, since I'm not a platformers fan. The whole concept is that you run around as this character who's drawn with some fancy pants on, and you go with your big pencil that's drawn also. You can draw your way around things such as on obstacles to go up and down walls, and just the game gives you a lot of opportunity to use the abilities given to you in this just drawn up world, such as secret rooms and stuff too. The game has a lot of content and ultimately got a longer Steam version to complement the already amazing Flash one. Happy Wheels, I don't know if it was just me, but the web runner did not run properly again. This game needs no explanation. You play as multiple characters and go through set obstacles, and they even had a tab where it was community made, and that was what most people were playing. They had things made with base game, but those maps didn't get too much updates, and it was more community driven. But Happy Wheels was a big part of the Flash community, with big YouTubers such as PewDiePie playing it for a very long time, and just a bunch of awesome clips. This one is called Ultimate Payback. I kind of like the mission, so I went for it after them. Speed up. And yeah, I know that it is laggy, but that's just simply because the Flash game stuff don't work no more. There ain't much I can do about it. But yeah, do you see that Liu Kang bicycle kick? Got him. Electric Man, a game that also wasn't working too well for me because no more Flash player. It's actually brutal, but you go around as the Electric Man and take out the robots. It's as simple as that. You just hand them the hands. Okay, maybe I got folded like a pretzel that time. Let me run it back. I wish I honestly had a better demonstration for this video, but I just don't for this game. If I ever find out where to play it, I'll make an Electric Man video. This one, my friends, is called Rage 2. It's a stick figure game where you go around just whooping as much butt as possible. You get various weapons as the game goes on, and you automatically have a couple of grenades to even begin with. And grenades are pretty OP for when you're getting jumped or fighting a tank. So, the game makes you use most of your arsenal. Bartender, the right mix. A game where you try to make a cocktail so good it doesn't make him want to do this to himself. Or make my man explode. Or don't forget, make my man spit up fire. The ultimate goal is to make the greatest cocktail, which I couldn't do. Fire Boy and Water Girl, a game that I made the mistake of playing with my girlfriend, who even after playing with her keys and showing her the way, didn't go the greatest. She's Fire Boy, by the way. But after some perseverance, we understood. I got her to understand how to play, and this cute game actually reminded me of why I used to play it in my childhood. I'm not gonna lie, I used to sit there and play as both characters by myself though. Anywho, Fire Boy and Water Girl is a two-person platformer which isn't too difficult, and a lot of people loved for its simplistic nature and cute art style. And as the games came out, there was more iterations. I think you're going up to like 8 games or so. Like, this one is just set in this cave type place, but there's some that are outside, and I give this game like a 8 out of 10. Now, before I had the PS2 King of Fighter games and the Street Fighters, I had the Flash versions, which this one didn't run too well, but that's perfectly fine, because this is just the first iteration with not as much characters and not as much maps anyway. But I thought it was important to start at the first game so I can properly showcase what they were working with and how nice the movesets were, being pretty close to canon, with real nice sprites too. Now, without any more ado, on to the second game. As you can see, there's a lot more characters, a nice loading screen, and the background actually loads on this one as I got lucky. Playing as a roach, I'm showing how to dominate Ryu. But yeah, just the fact that these existed, and even the beat 'em up walking around style ones like Streets of Rage, those played a big part of my childhood, and is one of the reasons why I think Flash games were ahead of their time. These things were amazing. Now I'm gonna let this match play out and we'll be on to the next game. Lastly, the King of Fighters vs DNF. Younger me was hooked playing this on Y8 games constantly, and I can't explain why. It was so simplistic, the game wasn't too hard or difficult, but it was just so nice and cool to use such characters in such a way. I just loved it. And this game, for how old it is, sprites were amazing, gameplay was solid, and they even added bosses for you to go through the trouble of actually wanting to find. The background doesn't change so much as you go through different missions, but I'd say what makes this game so cool is just the fact they made it so simplistic and easy to combo, with even having a combo counter. Like, come on man, tell me that this isn't awesome. Next up, I have Wrestle Jump. Same as Get on Top. It's a game where one person has to flip the other onto the ground, in this case the head, before the other one does, being a two-player game that can actually be pretty fun. A lot of people had some competitive moments in this, because I know that I did. This one was a classic I had to mention. Following that up is a game called Let's Stumble, where you pick one of these goofy looking thumb wrestlers and get straight to action.
It's time to drop your gloves and fight! Good evening, TWF fans! Tonight's match is gonna be a real crowd pleaser!
So many words! So little crashing!
Boy, are you in for a treat tonight!
It looks delicious!
If you say so, Colonel! And now, ladies and gents, on to the match!
So as you can see, I picked Face Off Phil and I'm going against En Fuego. So you can smash, strike, swipe, or defend, and that's it, up until the opponent is all out of health. And when the opponent's all out of health, it's time for you to pop that special. Oh yeah, the defense mechanism. You have to just tap the spacebar, and if you do it good enough, you win the crossover and you get an extra free hit. So on this thumb, I'ma end off. If you enjoyed, please like, share, and subscribe, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.